Well, hello there, motherfuckers, and it is time for another Walking Dead review. This was season 6, episode 7. And finally, after 3 boring episodes, we finally got a good episode. And it was the revealing of Glenn's fate. Uh, and he's alive, as I suspected he was going to be. But seriously, the way how that little recap was shot with Glenn crawling underneath the dumpster and the music, it really got to me. I started getting emotional. I don't know. I just felt really happy for Glenn's survival. And the thing is, when you feel that feeling, inside of you, like an emotional feeling when watching a show, just a pretty much an acted out scenario of fiction. And you get emotional, then the actors are doing their jobs and the writers are doing their jobs and everybody involved is doing their jobs. And that's exactly, what I felt here in this episode. I felt like, this is the culmination of building the Glenn character, that I care about him and millions of other people care about him. If you could get people, viewers, to care about a fake character, a fictionist being, then you have definitely accomplished your job of writing a story. Um, and that's one of the great things about Walking Dead. I mean, that's why a lot of people say they give up on Walking Dead. Go ahead, give up on it if you want it. That's what you feel like you really need to do. If you really want to give up on the show, go fucking ahead and stop watching. It's like when I review wrestling or anything else or movies that people like the Avengers. So don't watch, stop watching. Well, thing is with Walking Dead is it's not an instant gratification show. They build up things. Now, there's no excuses for the past 3 episodes being boring. They were very fillerish. Not a lot happened, and not and what did happen didn't really need to happen. I felt at least like in the last episode, like Daryl getting his shit stolen just seems like a diversion, just then added on like almost like a fucking side quest in a video game. Doesn't need to happen to really complete the overall story. So yeah. Um, this was a pretty good episode. I thoroughly enjoyed seeing Glenn alive. I mean, this was really like one of the happiest things, because I started to sweat it. People at work were giving all their different things, all their different takes on it. They were like, "Oh, Steve Young's name has been removed from the credits," is what one of my coworkers said, and I was like, "Well, that's because he's not in the episode." Now I know, that even the actor who plays Daryl, I don't know, his name's escaped me for the minute. Even his name is in every single opening credits, but that's probably what they're doing to mess with people's minds. But I just knew from the moment I saw the scene, and I knew from the moment that he wasn't featured in the usual memorial on Talking Dead, that he was very much alive. And people were making their theories that they saw Glenn. I think something with his facial hair or his hair different. And that's because those episodes are already shot ahead of time. I mean, I was hearing fucking different scenarios. And I mean, that's the great thing about this show. It got people talking. I mean, just look at that. One little scenario, one character scenario. Two, I mean, if you count Nicholas, but no one gives a shit about Nicholas. I mean, it's all about Glenn pretty much. I mean, to make you care about the fate of that one character, and for everybody to come up with harebrained theories and good theories and just theories in general and get people talking, get millions of people posting on social media, getting them talking, at the water cooler, getting them talking everywhere about the fucking show. I said, you've done your job. You fucking created an awesome show with awesome characters that people care about. And that is more than anybody could hope from a show or a movie or anything like that. As I've said in the past, I don't even see movies like that where you connect with the characters. Now they've had a lot of time to really develop these characters. Over 6 seasons worth of shows here. With like 14 episodes or so in each season. I mean, they've had plenty of time to build these characters up, and they've done a great job. More than a great job, an excellent job, almost a perfect job. The thing is, though, it's like with this show, there are boring episodes. People want to deny a lot of the hardcore fans and say, that there hasn't ever been a boring episode. And I've seen people say they've enjoyed season two. I really disliked a lot of season two. Besides seeing Shane become truly evil, season two was boring as fuck, and I've stated that on a number of occasions when doing these reviews. Season two is the very epitome of what I don't want this show to ever be again, where it just comes to a fucking grinding halt. Yeah, it was pretty fucking boring, this show in season two, and I did not really enjoy the show that much. It kept me intrigued, which is probably the best thing about it, but couldn't help but feel that they could have spent a lot more time doing something else in season two besides sit around the farm and shit. And that's how it was for the past three episodes. It kind of reminded me of season two. It kind of reminded me of, this show just kind of going into a standstill, not really having a whole lot to offer. It's kind of like, it's filler. How would you feel if you were reading a book and, there was just nonsense for, a couple of chapters? You'd be like, why is this even written? Why was this written into the show? And, I understand that, that they have to fill an hour, but sometimes I feel like certain episodes don't really need to truly be an hour. As I said with Morgan's episode, it truly did not need to be 90 minutes, but this was a episode worthy of its 60 minutes, and it was great to finally see. I mean, I guess you could say in a weird way, you know, even though I despise the filler, I was very happy that at least we got a big payoff, and they I guess it did pay off in a way that they built the anticipation up to showing Glenn again to do the big reveal, and they made us wait three whole episodes, skipping three episodes worth of Glenn. But it was too bad that we kind of had it to be a little bit bored getting there. But it did kind of in a weird way kind of make me appreciate the wait. But not going to go ahead and say that those episodes were worth watching because they weren't. But anyway, it was a good episode. Happy to see Glenn again, and hopefully the show stays back on track. And well, there's only one episode left before the finale, so yeah, so I'll see you for that.